In today's video, we are going to discuss about understanding offline and scheduled trips. I'm going to give you a definition of each of these terms as used by the Uber drivers, and also for your understanding as customers. I have come to notice that a lot of people, especially the riders, don't speak the same language as drivers. And why I do these videos is to try and bring you together so that the driver does not speak about one thing in a language that the passenger does not understand. And when it comes to offline trips and scheduled trips, this is one of the most commonly misunderstood areas when it comes to taxi driving. So if you are a driver out there, if you are a passenger there who usually use taxi applications like Uber and Bolt from time to time, this video is for you. And I started this video with 3 questions. The first one, have you ever found yourself, you as a customer of Bolt or Uber, have you ever found yourself asking a taxi driver that you have saved their number in your phone to come and pick you? Okay, maybe you call them and tell them, come and pick me. Secondly, have you ever found yourself telling a taxi driver, will you come and pick me tomorrow? Okay, maybe you have been dropped in a hotel and you have a conference the next day, you tell a taxi driver, please come and pick me. All of us and majority of people of my age, we have kids in school, and we most of the time find ourselves requesting taxi drivers that we have saved in our phone numbers, we have saved in our phone books. Can you be dropping my kid from school? And by doing all this, we as customers, we want to use the previous trip price to dictate the future offline trip price. Meaning that if the driver carried me for around 500 shillings, I want him to come tomorrow and pick me and return me maybe to where he picked me the previous day at the same price. And this is the clarification I want to bring to you. Actually, I will start with point number 3. If you use a Bolt app in your phone, maybe you can open it and try to place an order for a trip. You will find there are 2 options. There is an option of make your order right now, or you can schedule your trip. When you check the price of make the order right now, that is the outright order, meaning that you press request the trip, it gets you a driver immediately, and in the next 5 minutes, the driver will arrive. If you choose the scheduled trip option, okay, you will see that the price will be 2 times the amount you would pay if you are requesting the trip right now. And the schedule option simply gives you the opportunity to make a future trip. Even if you don't want to travel right now, you want certainty that you will get that trip, especially if you'll be rushing to the airport or to the hospital, you have an appointment that you don't want to struggle with taxi drivers. You can place your order for Bolt today, even if you'll be traveling tomorrow. So you will need just to put those specifications, and the taxi driver will come and pick you tomorrow at the agreed time. So why am I talking about this? You know, when taxi drivers tell you that they do offline trips or scheduled trips, there are 2 ways. If you are doing offline trip, okay, some drivers will get a request through the app, and when they meet the customer, they cancel that trip so that they don't pay the commission. So the amount of money, if you do an offline trip from a cancelled trip, the amount of money the driver will save is around 20%, which is the commission paid to taxi like Uber and Bolt. And most drivers, they had this habit some time back, but right now, I think it has gone down because of, high supervision from the Bolt and Uber and driver being like blocked out of the platform. So they used to cancel trips that are worth, let's say, 2,000 shillings. So if you save 20%, you'll save yourself maybe 200 shillings or something. If a trip is costing 4,000, maybe a long distance trip from Nairobi to maybe Mwea, 5,000, you can cancel that trip and you save your 20%. But this is illegal, and a lot of drivers have found themselves in a lot of trouble. The second option of offline trip is whereby the driver, after dropping a customer from the app, they can get someone else. Like when you go to Eastleigh, a lot of, the Somali guys will ask you, unaenda wapi utupeleke. So you don't have to, you pick just people randomly from the street and then you drop them where they are going. I have already explained the scheduled trip with Bolt app. I haven't checked from Uber because when I am requesting ride, I always use Bolt because it is very cheap. So why it is important for you to understand offline trip, you as a rider and as a driver, is because of the costs that are involved. When you make an offline trip, it means that maybe the driver was at point A, you are at point B, and you are going at point C. Okay? So if you as a customer, you have told the driver to carry you with, because yesterday, maybe you paid 500 to be brought from here, from point C to point B, you paid 500. And you want this driver to return you to point C at 500 shillings or to any other point while looking at the price of the app. You get my point? Meaning that you check the price from the app and you tell the driver it is showing me 500, so I'll pay you 500. Remember that this driver was not where you are currently located. Your pickup point is not where the driver is. He will have to burn fuel. He will have to switch off his app. That is the opportunity cost. He will stop carrying every other person so that he can come to you. And when that happens, it causes Bolt to charge 2 times the amount of money you pay for a trip that is not scheduled. Okay? So next time, if you are a customer there and you are requesting someone to pick you offline, to pick your kid, or to pick you the next day, make sure that you pay them at least 2 times the amount of money. Because Bolt are the most stingy company. They don't like paying driver. Okay? Their prices are the cheapest, but see, in this one, they are charging 2 times. So when the driver tells you that you need to pay me 2 times, you should not complain. And that is why you will find that people have a lot of issues in terms of picking kids from school and dropping, because you want to schedule pickup for your kid at exactly 4 p.m. with a driver and you don't want to pay him 2 times. You cannot win 2 times. This life, you cannot win. You win, lose, or you win, because you cannot win 2 times. What I'm trying to explain is this one. You will have certainty that the kid will be picked tomorrow at 4 p.m. Okay? But with that certainty, you'll have to pay a price. If you want to navigate the risk and the uncertainty, it means that you just wait tomorrow at 4 p.m., you place an order for a ride, and maybe you will get a ride or you might not get. For that reason, because you are taking risk, then you will pay less because you will pay the app price. But if you want that certainty, if you agree with the driver that he will pick you, that is, uncertainty that you need to pay for. And for drivers who love offline trips so much, just to escape commission, don't go pick someone and he pays you 500 because you are not paying commission. Even if the app is showing 500, as long as you are not at the pickup point, you are coming from a distance far away to pick your customer. Don't be overexcited by offline trips just because you are not paying commission. Look at the distance you are traveling. Again, look at the opportunity cost, because when you are traveling to pick this person, you are missing other opportunities, and then make sure that you are being compensated well. I think drivers are so bitter with Bolt and Uber in a way that they can lose everything else trying to avoid paying commission. And that's why some drivers would travel from Thika to Nairobi to pick someone in an offline trip and deliver them to the airport. If you look at that cost, it is too much for a driver to bear unless they are being paid, let's say, 3 times the amount that is shown on the app. But drivers make that sacrifice just to avoid paying commission. So do your math, guys. And that's why I tell drivers that please make friend with your calculator, so that when an opportunity like this arises, you just do the math very quickly and see if you are winning or losing before you get overexcited. Cheers, guys, and see you in my next video.